Live now. Guys, let me, I'm 8 minutes early this week, so bear with me while I get my chat going. All right, testing. Not bad lag tonight. Let's hope it holds. And chat's going. Daniel, welcome. I think you're the first one in. All right. Got a few things to talk about tonight, but we'll let some folks file in. Hey, Walter, welcome. Sorry, guys. Wanted to get something in chat, so my apologies for the dead air here. I'm working on it. All right, let's see. Morse Piper. Daniel, that's no problem with the challenge video. No worries at all, man. Just sometimes I can make them and sometimes I can't. But, you know, hopefully soon I'll have more time to make more videos. Little Fat Morgan, welcome. Glenn M. Eric, Blue Collar Pipe Smoker. Chad's in here. Signalman Tony. Steph. Nice. Maybe it pays to be a little bit early. All right. I should have pre-typed this. But I'm about to send you guys a message. It's still not quite 5 yet, so we'll do some of the preliminaries. Well, this isn't what I'm drinking. This is my Lucero koozie. Lucero is a Americana punk, folk, rock, country band from Memphis, Tennessee. Big fan of theirs. I've seen them 3 or 4 times live. This is what I'm drinking. Terrapins Hopsecutioner IPA. See the little turtle? So I'm going to be drinking that this evening. Reese is here. Reese Stevenson, welcome. Reese is one of my moderators, him and Chad. Seems like I have a third moderator signed up, but they're rarely able to get on Wednesday nights, apparently. But they help keep the trolls at bay. I don't usually have that, much trouble with trolls, but it's nice to know there's folks out there watching the chat. No, Yardism, I had not heard. LaDon Mott passed away. That's sad to hear. How did you find out about it, Chad? That kind of took the wind out of my sails, y'all. That is a bummer. But thank you for letting us know, Chad. Reese, the Executioner IPA, I want to say it's 8%. Let's take a peek. That's about where I like to stay, between 7 and 8.5%. Did they not tell me? Come on, you guys. 7.3%, so not too bad. Very interesting combination of hops. We got Warrior hops, Chinook, Simcoe, Amarillo, Cascade, and Centennial hops. It is very much hop packed. And one that I don't normally pick up, but it is a favorite of mine. It's just not in the top 5 that I typically reach for. But it is a very good, I'd say it's in my top 10. So let's pour this. All right. Yeah, I wasn't super, I can't say that I was close with LaDon. But of course I've known about him for some time now, for a few years at least, and that is a bummer, man. I do hope he is in a better place now. Jay Mouton let you know, okay. Ray, thank you for the hair comment. Garnier, is that what you said? It's not Garnier. I use Suave. I'm pretty cheap. Actually, I use Tresemme. So not super pricey stuff, but I don't know how much Garnier costs. The Tresemme is not too bad. I go between that and the Suave, which is Suave is dirt cheap. I'm with that, so let's have a smoke tonight and raise a toast to, this is to LaDon Mott. All right, you guys, I'm gonna see what I'm gonna smoke. I've been in a playful mood today. Got a few talking points. But let's start out with what I'm gonna smoke. You guys, I try not to smoke things that you can't buy from me on the live streams, but you guys have seen this meerschaum in my pipe cabinet. You guys ask about it from time to time. It's a little bit above where the camera shot is this evening. But this is a Survey meerschaum that I got from Uptown Pipes during one of the pipe meetups in Nashville. Unfortunately, it is an unfiltered pipe. Look at that nasty tenon. Sorry about that, guys. It's plastic, so they just discolor over time. It's hard to clean that, but unfiltered. So I rarely smoke this. I've had it for about 5 years, I'd say. But what I wound up doing today, I got a little playful because I got a new meerschaum. This is my third meerschaum. This is a sample that I bought to try out from Star meerschaum pipes. Bent Rhodesian, Bent Bulldog. And it is a 9mm filtered pipe. Now my second meerschaum pipe was from Rattray's. I carried these for a little while, and I may bring them back, but I had a few different kinds of Rattray's 9mm meerschaum pipes. I love the blue stem on that thing, but that was my first 9mm meerschaum pipe. So I ordered this from Star Meerschaum as a sample, because I'm always kind of looking for different pipes, particularly 9mm pipes, to bring to you guys. And I heard that they made 9mm pipes. So this one has been working out pretty well today. My first 2 smokes in it was today. So it's going to be a little while before I make a decision on whether or not I want to carry them and all that kind of stuff. But I got to thinking about this Survey meerschaum pipe and how I wish I could smoke it, but you guys know me and kind of my need for 9mm filters. So what I wound up doing is doing a little playtime today with my meerschaums. I figured out that this part, the tenon, will actually unscrew. I took a little needle nose pliers, and I noticed that that thing will spin, so it just screws in place. There's that little Survey tenon. Now unfortunately it will not fit a 9mm filter, but I found that the mortise is also plastic and also screws out of that Survey meerschaum. So I unscrewed both of those, and then I took my Rattray's pipe. I'm getting there, you guys. This is what I'm going to smoke tonight. So I just have to kind of make it. The way 9mm filters work typically in meerschaum pipes is that you have this insert. It's kind of like a reverse tenon. So this 9mm plastic tenon screws into the shank of the Rattray's pipe. But I found when I removed the non-filtered mortise on the Survey meerschaum that threading works just fine for this. Now, the Survey stem won't fit on it, so I was like, well, you know what, I'll just smoke it with the Rattray's. I just want to smoke this meerschaum because I hardly ever do. And it doesn't cover everything. It doesn't cover that. Now this is smokable. It's a smokable pipe. But I thought, well, what could fill the gap there? And to make it nice and trashy, I wound up like a spring, a pipe filter, and that'll work, and that's kind of funny, kind of nifty. That would work. That actually looks kind of nice on camera. But I kind of wanted to go with black, so I took a softy bit, and a softy bit will fit right over this thing. And now I can put a filter in it and use the Rattray's. I'm going to use a Savinelli 9mm filter. I'm going to use the Rattray's stem, and it'll meet right up to that. I've got a rubber gasket now to cover up the rest of that tenon. And I'm going to smoke this tonight. So I haven't done it yet, but I know it's going to work. So let's see. I think I'm just going to, oh, you know what? I was going to smoke some Haunted Bookshop, but then I changed my mind, you guys. I'm going to do some Cornell and Deal Blue Ridge because I'm feeling celebratory. New 10. I haven't had any Blue Ridge in a while, but it is one of my favorite tobaccos. So here we go. Guys, you guys piling in. We're at 45, excuse me, 45 now. Thank you for having a smoke with me tonight. Daniel, it's kind of hard to find. Daniel's asking about meerschaum lined pipes. A lot of meerschaum lined briar pipes are kind of pressed meerschaum. They're not block meerschaum. They can be fine pipes, particularly vintage ones, but you know, if I'm going to go meerschaum, I'd rather go meerschaum. And if I'm going to smoke briar, I'd rather smoke briar. So the meerschaum lined pipes, even ones that may be block, meerschaum block, I would rather just go one or the other instead of splitting the difference like that. That's just me. I'm sure there's some folks out there that have collections of meerschaum lined briar pipes, and that's fine too. So you just go with whatever you like. Paul, thank you so much for hitting the thumbs up and cheerleading that for me. I appreciate it, man. I'm sure I've missed a ton of stuff here in chat, you guys, while I built my Frankenpipe. Daniel, all three of these pipes are block meerschaum: the Rattray's pipe, the Star meerschaum pipe, and the Survey meerschaum. Oh, Caleb, I'm sorry to hear about your dog, man. My dog's not out here to greet you guys again. She does not like coming out here. She likes coming out to see me, but then she wants to go right back inside. I've mentioned before, she's not the shop dog I hoped she would be. She's just like my wife, when maybe even worse. When she comes out here, she'll start, wrinkling that nose and kind of acting like a little dog sneeze. She tobacco shames me. Does not like the smell out here, particularly when I'm actually smoking. Frankenmuir, I like that. Boris, welcome. Yeah, Randy. New 10 smell. You are right. That is amazing. Tunnel take. I didn't see you sneak in. We're at 52. Let's see if we can keep up with our number tonight. I'm interested to see what Pipe Week gets us as far as our head count for this Hump Day Pipe Week, Wednesday Night Lights. Saltwater Piper, I'm glad you asked, and I'm sure half the people in chat are not glad you asked, but I will give a short answer, and then if you want, you can email me My email is thepipenook@outlook.com, or you can send me a message on the contact page of my website. But 9mm filters, charcoal filters, these are paper tubes with ceramic ends for heat resistance, and then there's activated charcoal inside them, little charcoal pellets. And what they will do is, while you smoke the pipe, the paper, but more importantly the charcoal, will absorb excess moisture and impurities in the smoke, tars and things like that that you really don't want in your smoke anyway. At least I don't. And the big thing it does for me, it does take out some impurities in the smoke, and I do believe helps. I'm not a doctor, so I can't give this as medical advice, mind you, but I do think it helps to make pipe smoking a little bit safer, well, not safer, a little bit healthy, not healthier. What would you say? Less risky. Let's put it that way, because we all know there's risk involved in smoking anything. But the biggest thing that I like about 9mm charcoal filters is they alleviate, and for me, eradicate tongue bite, which I've always had problems with tongue bite no matter what blends I smoked. And with a 9mm filtered pipe, that is not a problem anymore. And I think that's a big reason a lot of people stop smoking pipes. They give it a shot, they hit that tongue bite, and they're like, nope, that's not for me. So I always highly recommend a 9mm filtered pipe as your first pipe. And then you can smoke that without a filter in place anytime you like, to find out if you're prone to tongue bite or not. And if you are, well, you just throw a filter back in that thing. Now, a lot of that has to do with the mechanics and just learning how to load your pipe properly, smoking cadence and all that. But unfortunately, it's just true that some of us have to, I mean, we just deal with tongue bite no matter what. So I wouldn't be able to smoke a pipe nearly as much as I would like to, as I do now, if I hadn't found out about and started using 9mm filtered pipes. So that's the long and short of that. So let's light up this Frankenpipe with the Blue Ridge, shall we? Oh. There we go. And I'm smoking my Survey Meerschaum with my Rattray's stem. For the first time ever as a Frankenpipe. And probably, honestly, the first time I've smoked this Survey pipe in over 2 years. Would be my best guess. All right. So you guys, the Cornell and Deal Blue Ridge is stoved red Virginias, which is amazing in itself. Has some black Cavendish in it, which I have a hard time discerning that. It must be unflavored black Cavendish, because I don't taste any topping on this or casing. Some Turkish leaf, which that Orientals always help in a blend for me. Give it that little something extra. And a Louisiana Perique, which you guys know I love Perique blends. So stoved red Virginias, unflavored black Cavendish, Turkish Oriental, and Perique. in kind of a rough ribbon cut, but it's a wonderful tasting tobacco, particularly if you like Perique. But it doesn't have a ton of Perique in it, but it marries with those stoved red Virginias so well, and just gives you an overall. It seems like there's maybe more Perique in it than actually there is, because I think those two tobaccos complement one another very well. Cliff, I hadn't noticed. Blue Ridge, blue stem, blue tamper. Interesting. That was not intended. And Gondwana, that's interesting to me, and I've heard people say that burley burns them, or burley tends to give them tongue bite. Burley, I think, for me, is the least offender. And you said Virginia doesn't bother you. The Virginia bothers me. In fact, the worst case of tongue bite I ever had was McBaron's Virginia #1. That stuff was like lava. And I smoked it so slow and tempered myself, like I did the best I could, and that stuff just scalded me. And I don't know that I can blame the Virginia #1 from McBaron. I just think it's Virginias in general, but that one in particular really got me. Star of the East Flake, good stuff. A lot of people ask me, what can I smoke that's kind of, that's comparable to, what is the Esoterica blend? I just lost my marble. One of my marbles fell out. You guys know what I'm talking about, though. The Esoterica English blend that everybody wants. And I usually point people to Star of the East or Star of the East Flake. Or maybe even some Captain Earl's blends. Like Stimulus Package or Private Stock. Randy, you're welcome. I'm glad you like that pipe. Those are some of my favorites, those Series 3s unfinished. Series 3 unfinished pipes from Savinelli. Still waiting on those to come back in stock, y'all. Believe you me, we'll have a happy dance when they come back in. I'm 100% sold out of those pipes and have been for about a month now. So I was running on low stock for some months before that. And they're still back ordered, still waiting. But I'll definitely send you guys an email when I get those back in stock. I'm doing more talking than usual and not keeping this pipe lit. What about that Boca to Boynton video, Pipe Week Scam. I haven't seen that video. Is that what he titled it? Pipe Week Scam? Yardism isn't Sunset Harbor Flake only Virginias and Orientals? Let's see. Dadgummit. That's the only one that's kind of springing to mind, I think, is only Virginias and Orientals. Nope, it's got a little bit of Latakia in it. Not a whole lot, though, if I recall. Oh, and it has Perique in it. No Virginia, so scratch everything I said. Yeah, I can't think of a Virginia Oriental only mixture. Yep, I definitely believe that's what it is pH levels of different people. We have slightly different chemical makeup. All of us do, and I think that's why some things, some types of pipe tobacco affects people differently. I feel like I'm speaking in riddles tonight. I can't get my grammar correct. But you know what I'm saying. Different pipe tobacco affects people differently depending on their pH levels. Boca's in here. We were just trash talking you, or somebody was. Not really. But you came up. Something about Pipe Week Scam. And I hope you're not talking about me. Charlie. But I'm going to help you guys celebrate Pipe Week right now. Boom! In the chat. Coupon code for the YTPC only. Possibly I'll put it on Instagram, but we'll see about that. So you guys use the coupon code PIPEWEEK2021 at checkout and you'll get 10% off all pipes in your cart. Through the remainder of the week, you guys, I've got a little bit of a story to tell about Pipe Week. So Tuesday, I was going through my email and I saw Phil's email from Briar Report. And one of the things he said was, and we had talked about me, he was going to feature the Pipe Nook in the newsletter for Pipe Week. I was thinking Pipe Week was next week, so I didn't even know this was Pipe Week until Tuesday. I have been so busy trying to get things done with my day job and keeping the Pipe Nook afloat, which it's been a crazy couple of weeks, you guys. But I had no idea this was Pipe Week until I read it in the Briar Report newsletter on Tuesday. So I meant to give you guys this a little bit earlier, but here we are. It's the live stream. It's Wednesday Night Lights. Hump Day in Pipe Week. There's your 10% off coupon code, you guys. And you can use that as much as you like through Sunday, through the end of Pipe Week. So, and if some of you have placed orders in the past couple of days, Monday or Tuesday, let's say, and you want that discount, I will refund you 10% for any pipes that you purchased in the last 2 days. Because I had meant to do this. I didn't even tell Phil I was going to do this. But I had meant to do this sale for Pipe Week. So you guys just email me if that's the case. And I'll check your order, make sure it came through on Monday or Tuesday. And I can refund you the 10% for any pipes that you ordered. Let me relight this pipe so we can go out again. Ah. But that's why I call it Wednesday Night Lights. Because there's a whole lot of lighting going on. Sweet bacon. All right. So what I was going to mention about that coupon code is usually the opposite happens, where if you're not signed up to my newsletter on my website, I'll do a flash sale for a couple of days or whatever, and I'll send out an email about it, but you guys don't know about it in the YTPC unless you're signed up to my newsletter. Because I don't always make a video about sales. But this time around, I decided to do the opposite. I decided not to send an email to my newsletter subscribers. And not to exclude them, but folks that have found me that, you know, don't know me through the YouTube pipe community, I appreciate those folks just as much for being loyal customers. But the YTPC is what really got the pipe nut going for me. I've said that many, many times. And every now and then I like to give you guys the leg up, even if you have chosen not to sign up to the newsletter. So, Pipe Week, I thought about this too. If I send an email out about Pipe Week, it might help with visibility of Pipe Week, but a lot of people would scratch their heads and be like, what the heck is Pipe Week? Because you only know about Pipe Week if you're involved in the YTPC, you're involved in checking Briar Report, at least from time to time. So, Pipe Week is about the communal aspect, the community aspect of pipe smoking. So I decided not to send out the email, just give it to you guys here. So, enough about that. Daniel, you've asked me about cigars before, and I think the last time we talked about it, I think it was Mike at Briar Blues. Somebody posted that, you know, a commercial-sized humidor would cost about $500,000, and I would have to convert one of the rooms in my house into a walk-in humidor. So that those two things, that's strike one and strike two. I don't even need a strike three. I ain't got no $500,000. Well, the strike three would be I'm not as knowledgeable with cigars. Oh, Chad, thanks so much, sir, for your $5 tip in the tip jar. I don't have a dingy bell. I need a dingy bell. Ding, ding, ding. Thanks, Chad. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, I'm just not as knowledgeable about cigars as I am with pipes. It's not a passion project of mine. That's not to say I don't ever smoke cigars. As a matter of fact, I picked up a cigar today because I'm going to smoke it when I get home after I've turned in all of my work equipment from the day job on Friday. 2 days away, you guys. 2 days away. I will be done with the day job on Friday at about 4 o'clock, my time. And to mark the occasion, I was like, well, I like marking occasions like that. Promotions, graduations, new jobs, leaving jobs. And I thought, well, I could smoke a pipe, but I do that all the time. So I figured I'd pick up a cigar. So I bought a Punch Maduro. I think it's a small cigar, you guys. I don't tend to go for the big ones. I think this is what you would call a petite Corona. Maybe a 38 ring gauge. 4.5, 5 inches long. Five inches. But I haven't had a Punch cigar in many years at this point, so I figured I'd give it a shot. And it'll help me mark that momentous occasion. And if I like it, maybe I'll get a couple more. Used to, when I was into cigars, I would smoke mostly Maduro cigars. But I have thought about carrying more higher end pipes, Daniel, but I don't ever, you're never going to see Dunhill pipes on the Pipe Nook. And I'm not bashing Dunhill. I'm just, you're not going to see $800, $900 pipes at the Pipe Nook. That's not what we're about. The Pipe Nook has always been about finding that line and sharing that line of pipes and accessories between quality and value. And there's a video I made years ago before the Pipe Nook was even a thing called something like Where Quality Meets Value. And the whole idea of the Pipe Nook kind of sprang from that video after I made that video. Dr. Eddie Graybo. I need to make a list of all the stuff that Cliff calls me. Of course, he didn't come up with the Prince of Pipes. I can't remember who came up with that one, but I like that one too. Boca says, Pipe Nook's been good to the YTPC too. I appreciate that, sir. I truly do. I do my best, and my best is about to get better. Aaron, the unfinished 7Ls are not back yet, but I will be sure to let you guys know. In the meantime, just saying, I do have a pretty good bit of Rattray's 9mm filtered pipes, as well as the Savinelli Sienna series, which is 9mm filtered. And I've got a few Roma Luccites in stock that are 9mm filtered. You have to look for them in the specs of each product page, but I had some of every shape, but they're almost all sold out at this point. But there are some left. Super chat. Yeah. Chad gave me $5 in the super chat. I appreciate that. Eddie Nook. I remember that. Steph, have a good night. I'm sure you're gone now, but Aaron Knight, are you asking what the YTPC is? If so, please let me know in the comments again. Say yes, what is the YTPC? And I will clue you in. I'll bring you into the fold, sir. Boca to Boynton, thank you. Ding, ding, ding in the tip jar, man. Thanks. Thank you, sir. There we go. Steph told you. YouTube pipe community. That's the YTPC. And a lot of us get tongue-tied in our videos and we say, hey there, YPTC. But it's the YouTube pipe community. YTPC. I'm sure I've done that myself. Nookie Ed. That doesn't sound right, Mr. Tolson. Daniel, I might look into Chacombe pipes in the near future. But I've got my rollout through the end of this year at least already planned. So it won't be this year. But never say never. I don't personally own any Chacombe pipes, so I would have to remedy that and stress test that devil 1 or 2 pipes at least before I even thought about carrying them. But I have heard good things about Chacombe and Boot Chacan. Boca, I like that little image of the controller. There, yeah. Well, you know, I send super chats to people here and there on live streams, and my buddy Jason Stallworth does live streams for guitar, metal guitar, and I'll send him a super chat here and there. There's not a whole lot of cool little graphics that you can pick from, but that I like that one. Saltwater Piper, $5 in the tip jar. Ding, ding, ding. Much appreciated, you guys. You're helping me to celebrate even more this evening. Even paid for my cigar, my celebratory cigar, which I won't smoke tonight because it is pipe week, not cigar week. Who made a pipe week video smoking a cigar? I think it was Garbage Man Piper. I think it was Mel. But I'll stick to the pipe for pipe week until Friday at 4. Simplex, $3 in the tip jar. Ding ding. I'll do my Apollo Creed from the end of, what was that, Rocky 3? Rocky says, Apollo, I didn't hear no bell. Ding ding. In the tip jar, $3. Thank you. Simplex. Pipe on the patio. Glad you got your shipment, sir. Tony, I appreciate that compliment about the shirt. I don't like the way, it's my Motorhead shirt. I don't like the way this part of the shirt seems to protrude a good bit, but that's my fault. That's not the shirt's fault. And I will be working on that over the course of the next year. I'm not going to wait for New Year's resolutions. I'm going to get started. Texas Piper, welcome, sir. Speaking of shirts, you guys, I do still have a few Pipe Nook shirts on the website in the accessories section. If you want one, just thought I'd mention. I think I still have at least one extra large, 2XL, and 3XL. But when they're gone, I'm not going to reorder those. It took a long time to sell through those. But I might go through Printify or something like that to offer some Pipe Nook shirts in the future. They are comfy and fashionable. My wife wanted one, even though she doesn't care for pipes. And it's not like she's advertising for me because I can't sell to Florida residents, at least not within the confines of the website, but she wears her Pipe Nook shirt every now and then. But all you Floridians and folks in Washington State, South Dakota, and Utah, I think Utah, There's 4 states I can't ship tobacco to, and because I'm not a web designing genius on the back end, I just can't accept orders from addresses in those 4 states. So I can't ship tobacco to you guys at all, but if you ever want to buy pipes or accessories from me, send me an email and I can get you an invoice. They don't all have that bulge in the stomach, Boca. Just the ones I wear. NC Harley, I am smoking a Frankenpipe that I put together just for this occasion. I just felt playful today. The bowl is a Survey Meerschaum bowl. This is a softy bit to hide the gap, and this is a 9mm filtered stem from Rattrays. So it's 2 pipes in one. The Survey pipe was an unfiltered pipe, so this is the only way I get to smoke it these days. Well, I can smoke it with Denicool filter crystals. I do smoke unfiltered pipes with those, which I also have on the site now. But it's just been a while since I pulled this down. And I had fun with making my own pipe tonight. Janky as it is. What do we call it? Frankenmeer? Yeah, I MacGyvered this pipe together. Yeah, it is like a basket weave. Yep. I'm down to the ashes, you guys. Well, not quite. Not quite. Speaking of MacGyver, my oldest daughter and I have been going through Stargate, the TV show. It was like a sci-fi show. Late 90s, early 2000s. Mid 2000s, really. It ran for 10 years. I'd never seen it before. I thought I'd give it a chance, and we got hooked on it. Now, we're big fans of Star Trek. But Stargate's kind of its own thing, and I really like it. And the guy who played MacGyver back in the 80s plays Lieutenant O'Neill. Is it Lieutenant O'Neill? Jack O'Neill on the show. And there was actually one episode where one of the other characters was trying to fix something, and she's like, I'm having a hard, I don't know, just don't think I have the time to MacGyver this together. It was kind of funny. I like that Stargate doesn't take itself too seriously. Sometimes that's a pitfall of the Star Trek series. Series. Oh, I'll be interested to see what you do with that hobby block, Chad. Chad's almost the only person I call by first name. I don't know why that is. I just like going by our code names, kind of like G.I. Joe. You just call me Snake Eyes. Roadblock was another one of my favorite Joes. He was bad to the bone, carried around a big old 50 mil. Golly. Buddha, 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 Buddha. Let's see what I'm missing in chat. Yep, Johnny, we're in season 5 of SG1 right now, and after that I think we're gonna try Stargate Atlantis. I hear tell we're gonna get a new Stargate. There's plans in the works. The deal was 20th Century Fox. No, it wasn't 20th Century Fox. It was MGM that owns Stargate, the franchise. MGM owns the rights to Stargate, and they just don't feel that they haven't been in a very good position in late years, in these previous several years. They couldn't risk the money to make a new Stargate series. And even though Stargate has always been like a lower budget sci-fi show, they say it would cost about $50 million to make a whole season, which sounds like chump change compared to like Marvel movies. You know, a 2.5 hour Marvel movie costs 200 and some odd million dollars to make. You make a whole series, a whole season of a series for 50 million or less. Pretty nuts. But MGM didn't feel like it was a good risk that they could take. But MGM got bought by Amazon. I think Amazon's going to make it happen. So I've got some catching up to do before we get there. Yeah, Richard Dean Anderson, that was his name. The guy who played MacGyver and the guy who plays Jack O'Neill on Stargate. That'd be great to watch Chad for hours and hours carving his hobby block on his steps. Yeah, Texas Piper. Old Dark Fire is my favorite between those two, but Irish Flake is up there for me. Gondwana, have you seen the Netflix documentary, The Toys That Made Us? They've done episodes on all of those, He-Man, Star Wars, and G.I. Joe. Really funny stuff. And informational. Piper beat me to the pizza tonight. Piper on the 45, have a good evening. Enjoy your pizza. Tony, I was big into the X-Files when it was prime time, you know, when it was in its heyday. I watched it from the first episode, and I was hooked. Actually got me into researching UFOs and all those kind of satellite topics. I did a directed study in college on ufology. Men in Black, different encounters with UFOs, abductions, cattle mutilations, crop circles, the whole deal. I did a lot of research. Basically what I did was there was a professor in the communication arts department, which I was a comm arts minor, and I worked up a directed study to basically organize all of his files. And when I say files on UFOs and related topics, they were just printouts from like those old school conspiracy type websites, you know, Angel Fire and, you know, alt.com conspiracy.ufo.whatever. But yeah, I read a bunch of stuff, not only his files, but also books and whatnot. And I wrote a paper on UFOs, 25-page paper. Oh, let's see. What are your personal thoughts on UFOs and aliens? Oh, I really don't want to go down that rabbit hole too much tonight because we're kind of wrapping up now. I'll be off in a few minutes, you guys. We're at 6 o'clock, so we've gone for an hour. But and my pipe's not wanting to stay lit anymore. But and this is just my personal belief, what I came to from a lot of research, and I came to it from a Christian mindset, a Christian perspective. You don't see a lot of Christians wearing Motorhead shirts, but that's a whole other story that we can get into sometime. I try to separate artists and, people from their art. Their beliefs and their art are different things. Lemmy from Motorhead was not a Christian man. He was an atheist and had a lot of bad things to say about Christianity, even in some of his songs. But overall, I really enjoy Motorhead as a band. But UFOs and the research I came up with, I do think they're real, but I think it's demonic activity. And I'll kind of just leave it at that. There are a lot of parallels between encounters with beings from other worlds and ghost sightings, poltergeists and whatnot. And, I also think that is demonic activity for the most part. Maybe not all, but a lot of it, I think, is demonic activity. Paranormal activity, a lot of that stuff, I think, comes from the darker side of, the darker side of what we know, which from a Christian perspective would be demons. So there we go. And a lot of people that say they've spoken to, creatures from other worlds, beings from other worlds, they almost always come around to saying that, oh, by the way, Jesus was also one of us, or just going out of their way to discredit the person of Jesus, with all kinds of weird New Agey type theories and statements. It was really bizarre when you go down the rabbit hole with that whole thing. So, again, I keep wanting to go back into that. You're kind of pulling me in that direction, but I don't want to talk about that a whole lot. But that's kind of the long and short of my personal opinions on UFOs and related things. But then there's also a lot of stuff that just the Air Force and other, branches of the military are testing that we don't know about that can account for UFO sightings. And I'm also not ready to 100% discredit that there's not other higher life forms out there that aren't from Earth. So I heard the government has recently like declassified a lot of paperwork, a lot of documents, but I haven't done a whole lot of research into that. It'd be interesting too. Am I out? Nope. I think it's time to replace that flint very soon. Oh, Gondwana, that is cool. Then I'm sure I saw him on the Toys That Made Us documentary. Where did I get that wonderful shirt? I got this off Amazon, I do believe. Yeah, I've definitely read Chariots of the Gods. I can't even remember all the books I've read at this point on UFOs, but there was one that was really spooky. I think it was called Our Haunted Planet or Our Haunted Earth, that touched on UFOs and Men in Black. Couch, I don't know when I'll get those Series 3 pipes back in stock, but I will keep you guys posted. That is the primary question on everybody's lips these days. And believe you me, I have asked several times. But I haven't gotten an answer yet. Daniel, I don't personally believe that ghosts, true ghosts, exist, like dead people who haven't passed on to the next plane. I don't think so. But again, who knows? This guy is out for the last time. I'm not going to relight. Let's see. Boca, have a good evening, sir. Maybe I call Chad instead of Yardism, because Yardism doesn't really roll off the tongue. It's kind of a state of being instead of a nickname. We can call him Yardy. But I can call Charlie Boca kind of like the Zombieland characters. They were named after the survivors were named after the cities they were from. Like Tallahassee. Woody Harrelson as Tallahassee. That is one of his best roles ever. That might be my favorite role he'd ever played. All right, so let me look at my notes and see if there's anything I have not spoken on. Told you about my last day of work being this Friday. Told you about the sale going this week. I'm going to put that back in chat. So there it is back in chat, the coupon code for Pipe Week 2021. Don't forget to check out the site and take advantage of that coupon code, you guys. Night Simplex. Talked about Pipe Week. Talked about my lack of knowledge of Pipe Week, even though I should have known. I didn't find out until Tuesday that, hey, this is actually Pipe Week. That's how frenetic I've been lately. Talked about the coupon code. There's other topics I wanted to get into, but we just don't have time tonight, so I will save them in my topic log for future live streams. I did want to mention one other thing. It's too soon to say, but I'm kind of finding this to be true as I'm getting closer to leaving my day job. I've had trouble with my throat, just feeling like my throat is closed up. And I've stopped pipe smoking for a week or two. Didn't get better. I mean, this was a while back, but you know, I've gone to an allergy doctor. I've been to an ear, nose, and throat doctor. Oh, I had a little glitch there. Let's see if I come back. There we go. So, yeah, I've been to an allergist. I've been to an ear, nose, and throat doctor. I've had scans done. No problems at all with my throat. They can't find anything. But I still feel like my throat is tight a lot. And I think I've just been too stressed, you guys. It's been something I've dealt with for the past couple of years, 2-3 years. And the closer I get to my last day of work, the less stressed or tight my throat has been feeling. I think it's psychosomatic. I think when I leave my day job, and I don't want to blame it all on the day job, it's been trying to work a full-time job and trying to work a business full-time at the same time. It's just really stressed me out. And my throat's felt great today. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So just an interesting thing of note. Life's too short to stay with a job, long term anyway, that you hate or that stresses you out the way that apparently this job has stressed me out. And like I've mentioned before, I've been in the IT industry for going on 10 years now. And any kind of job, this is probably a personality thing too. Some people strive or thrive in stressful type work. But when stuff breaks and the fit hits the shan, so to speak, that I'm not happy in that place. Some people just light up in that kind of place. They want to fix. Let's fix it. But I don't do well with that. I also don't do well with being on call 24 hours a day. I don't do well with anything that's ticket queue based. Which you might say, okay, well, Eddie, you have orders that line up with the pipe Nook. It's kind of like a ticket queue. I don't see it that way. Maybe it's just because it's my business, you know what I mean? But I've just found that sitting at a desk 40 hours a week or more, talking on the phone, answering instant messages, working through a ticket queue where everybody's problem is like the worst problem on earth to them, you know what I mean? Just stressed me out too much, and I'm done with it. So I'm really happy to be able to move full-time with the Pipe Nook and other business ventures that I hope to start up. And the future is looking good, you guys. So thanks so much again for being along for the ride in this adventure with me. And we're going to sign off here, you guys. We're going to sign off. I'm going to go eat some pizza. And hopefully I'll have a video for you. I'll probably do a standalone video about the coupon. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Hopefully I'll have time to do that. And we'll see you again, if not before next Wednesday, for another Wednesday Night Lights. You guys have a good evening. We'll chat with you again soon. Good night.